Hey everyone, as we get to the end of 2020, I thought it would be fun to start the looking back process. So, you know, most years in January, I do a best of beauty, a best of clothing, and so on. And I'll definitely do some best of starting in January, but I thought we could do a quick wrap up of an easy everyday face, something you might want to try as you ease into the new year and get back to a schedule. So today I'm going to do my holy grail beauty products of 2020, or more realistically, the most used beauty products all on my face. And instead of talking you through it, I thought we could put it on together. So I'm gonna start with my favorite headband for makeup of 2020. This came in a collection of, I believe, it was anywhere from 8 to 12, I can't remember, but it's a whole pack, and everything will be listed down in the description box in the order in which I mention it or use it, so it's easier for you to find. And included in this will also be my most used or holy grail brushes. Let's start with how we always start, and that is my under eye corrector, not concealer, and that has to be, of course, the Trish McEvoy Instant Eye Lift. There are a variety of ways in which you can apply it, but I just do a quick swipe under each eye. And then for the next few steps, I will use absolutely the most used, most favorite brush of 2020, and I'm sure it will continue well into 2021 and beyond, the BK Beauty 106 face brush. It's a round foundation brush, but I use it for pretty much all the liquid steps on my face. Next is foundation, and for that, of all the foundations that I use on a regular basis, the one that I use the most is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation in the shade Rose Ivory number 15. This tube, this is my second tube. I rarely use up a foundation. This one has been with me, honestly, all over the country. It goes on trips with me. The reason I like it, obviously I like how it looks on my skin. I love the container. I love the shade range because I found something that actually matches my skin even when I use self-tanner. I love the SPF 50. I like how it makes my skin look. I like how long it lasts on the skin. And you can't disregard the price point. It's gotta play a factor. Now we move on to concealer. I have some new current favorites, but I have to go with the most used and favorite overall from 2020 were the Dior Forever concealers. And I have two shades, shade 1 for my face and shade 0 for under my eyes. We'll dot it on under the eyes first, just a little bit. Little goes a long way. And I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. As it thickens, it actually gets even more pigmented. All concealers do, and gives you a little bit more coverage. And then shade 1 for my face. Lately, I've been adding a little, and by lately, I mean all of 2020, been adding a little more concealer around the edges of my nose and the bridge of my nose because that's where the mask tends to rub things off. Oh, the new makeup we try to accommodate masks. I will say the color in this video is a little darker than normal. I do like a really bright video, but I feel like this is the best way to really see all the textures and the colors. I'm really trying hard not to look washed out in this. So if my lighting looks a little different, there was some reasoning behind it. And note, I'm still using the 106 BK Beauty brush. Same brush for all these steps. Now we powder. Even though I have dry skin, my skin is in a really dry period right now, I still powder for a few reasons. One, if I don't, things start to crease and crinkle. Secondly, it's an added layer with that mask to keep everything on. So I'm setting my under eyes with the same powder I've been using for a while. It is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Loose Powder. And then for my face, I rarely talk about this, but what I have been using, so much so that I've hit pan on this, is the Wander Beauty Powder Foundation. I've been using it in the shade Fair Light, and just a big powder brush. I always end up going back to the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Wand Ball Powder. It does have, obviously, color to it, so it is another added layer. This really, to me, is key in helping my makeup stay on with a mask going on and off. I do have lip balm on as well, if you're wondering why my lips look shiny. Now, I do have a couple of contours, one that I've used throughout 2020, but honestly, I haven't contoured as much this year because, well, you know, half my face when I leave the house looks like this, so what's the point? But bronzer, I have been steady in love with, I think longer than 2020, the L'Oreal True Lumi Bronzer. I have it here in the shade, whatever the lightest shade is, 01. I have a few favorite brushes for bronzer, but the one I always end up going back to is this one from It Cosmetics, and it's actually a blush brush, but I love the angled tip. It can really help me get in on those cheekbones and create some, and it's very fluffy, so it diffuses the color. If you are looking for a great affordable dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Bronze and Glow, at least the sculpting side, the bronze side, this is basically a dead-on dupe for that. And I'm just gonna lightly go down the sides of my nose. It's not a true contour, but it definitely helps. Then for highlighter, I looked through my highlighter drawer. Yes, I have an entire drawer just of highlighters. And the one I actually reach for the most is the Maybelline Master Chrome in the shade Rose Gold. And the highlighter brush I use the absolute most and have for years is the Wayne Goss Brush 02. It's the only Wayne Goss brush I have, and it's so good. Look at that highlighter. I mean, I barely touched my skin. Now for blush, this was an easy one. It is from Buxom. It's their Wanderlust line and in the shade Seychelles. There are a few I really like, Mykonos and Dolly as well, but the most used shade from this line was definitely Seychelles. Seychelles. An island I have yet to visit one day. And of course the brush. This is exactly the blush brush I have looked for my whole life. Now granted, I never did try that NARS brush that I think this is a dupe for, but this is the Flower Beauty Precision Blush Brush. It's fluffy, yet it tapers. It's small because I have a tiny little head. It's absolutely fabulous. And that's it for the face. Let's move on to the holy grail of the eyes. There have been a couple of brow pencils, but I would say once I got my hands on this Dior Show Brow Styler in the shade Brown, that was it for me. And I am at the very, very end of my little pencil. I definitely am getting another one. I have to this week. I also really like Trish McEvoy, I think it's the Universal or Precision Brow Pencil, but this one is a little softer, so it's a little easier to work with for me. Now, as much as I like a high-end brow pencil, nothing for me is as good as the NYX Brow Mascara in Blonde, at least for blondes. Blondes is tricky. It almost adds highlights and kind of tones down the color of my brows. And I haven't found anything better. It doesn't leave them crunchy. It's the perfect size. And then let's move on to the eyes. So I am a palette girl. I like the ease of a palette, and the palette that has gotten the absolute most love in 2020 to the point where it looks like it has not been loved, it looks like it's been beaten up, is the Profusion Smoky Eyeshadow Palette. I mean, look at this thing. It just has everything I need for an everyday eye, for an evening eye, every kind of situation I can think of. So although I would like to try something different, I'm gonna go in with my standard, really quick eye so you can see exactly what I do when I don't even think about it, when I just sit down in front of the mirror and throw on my makeup. So first I start with Top Notch Fluffy 201 brush. Always the BK Beauty eye brushes are outstanding, and I just quickly go through that transition. Let me get closer to you guys. I just quickly go into the kind of socket line, which is more than just the crease. Then I go down to Sandstorm, which is a mid-tone matte brown, same brush, but now I bring it down into the outer corner and a little bit lower and back and forth and circle. Same Sandstorm color, go in with the BK Beauty 207 pencil brush, run that really quickly under each eye. Then with the MAC 239, I will go in with Twinkle right here. Here is Sandstorm, Twinkle's right above it. Pat that across the eye. If I'm in a super big hurry, I will just stick my finger in there. And then to deepen the outer corner just a little bit, I'll go in with the BK Beauty 202 and Teleport right there. Poke that in the corner, swirl, and bring it up. A little bit in and a little bit up. Then I curl my lashes with my trusty Shu Uemura eyelash curler. This would be the point where I would do a setting spray. I'm not gonna do a setting spray, but the holy grail has to be the Urban Decay 24/7 setting spray, although the Charlotte Tilbury one's sneaking up on it. And then for mascara, the standout mascara product for me this year was primer, and specifically this one from Dior, the Dior Show Maximizer 3D. This has been a big game changer as far as longevity of my mascara and flakiness, and also just making my lashes look thicker and longer and more lush. It also helps separate them, so when I put the mascara on, they don't clump together. And then for mascara, I would have to say the L'Oreal mascaras are the ones that stand out. The L'Oreal Voluminous Lash was most of 2020, but I don't have a new, I don't have a good tube. The tube I have should really go in the garbage. And so I'm gonna use my new L'Oreal favorite, and that is the Air Volume Mega Mascara. It's a very similar formula, and it's a big thick brush, but it's straight, so it makes it easy to get those lower lashes. All right, let me take my headband off as we get to the last stage, which is lips. And if we're gonna stay true to 2020, we should probably just leave it here because who is really wearing lip products? But I did wear a lot of lip balm, and I do like a tinted lip balm. And the one that I did reach for the most, the exact color isn't available anymore, but the concept is there, and the colors they have are outstanding. I'm actually gonna list in the description box the color that I would prefer and want to go buy actually. And it's the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. I do have it in the shade, I think it's called Watermelon. And that shade I think was a limited edition. And as you can see by me trying to push it up, there's not a lot left. It adds a little color to the lips. It stays put under a mask. It doesn't smear and get color all over your face. And it feels really good. And I think the last step needs to be fragrance. For me, without a doubt, the standout fragrance for 2020 was this little guy. It's the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. And what I really like about this is it's more affordable than any of the other Tom Ford options. And look at, you can pull the vial out, and I'm getting dangerously close to the bottom. You can buy the refill. So you don't have to keep buying this big container, and I assume you could swap it out for a different Tom Ford scent if you didn't want to get Lost Cherry again. Who wouldn't want to buy Lost Cherry again? It's incredible. Well, there you have it. Those were my holy grail everyday beauty products, my typical fast face, the stuff that I reach for when I know I'm in a hurry and I just want to throw on my makeup and not have to think about it. This is what it looks like, and these are the products that I always use. Let me know if any of these ended up in your favorites for the year, and if they didn't, please share below what your holy grail favorites are. I'm always looking for an excuse to try out some new makeup, and I love getting ideas from all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Since it is still daily December, I will be back here tomorrow, so I hope I see you there too. Until then, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!